Hey, how's it going, everybody? Sarasota Tim, coming to you from Walmart, right behind me there, right behind you, right behind the camera. Hey, I was just sitting here talking to myself on this phone, and I started thinking, today's Sunday, and it's Memorial Holiday, and we really want to make sure we acknowledge all those men and women that have paid the ultimate price and died, and those that are still sacrificing, that are out there fighting for us to keep these freedoms that we have and live in this wonderful place called the United States of America. And a lot of people are just loading up their jet skis and their boats, and they're getting their sandwiches and their ice and beer and whatever they do, and they're wanting to have a good time, and that's great because we deserve it. We're a free country. We can do whatever we want. But somebody paid for that. This wasn't just by grand design. We had to fight for that, and it was the ultimate sacrifice for many. So while Christmas and different holidays are we enjoy, let's remember the reason for them. And I remember on Memorial holidays, where Memorial Weekend, they had flags, like little American flags like that, by the thousands, by the hundreds, lined up all the way down the road in almost every town and neighborhoods and stuff. And you don't even see that anymore. You see a few. And so they try to take away and make us forget, and so that new generations that come up don't even know about what things are about, like Christmas and memorial holidays and stuff. It's all about just a celebration for them and the world and what's good for you. But you wouldn't have anything if it wasn't for God, number one, and number two, if we didn't have those brave men and women that went and laid down their life and are still out there, that haven't died, that are protecting us and making this country free, keeping this country free. We've endured a lot over the centuries and the decades of these multiple wars. So many wars, I can't even think of them all. There's so many to list, and so many people that have served and died and retired, and those that didn't die, that were maimed and have mental issues and all these different things, that were right there on the front lines. I mean, just put yourself in their boots. Just imagine being out of this wonderful, beautiful place with the Colorado River and all your malls and shopping centers and all your freedoms that you enjoy, your fancy neighborhood you live in, and go put yourself over there in a desert or a rubble, blown up place where nothing's working, no electric, no water. You're carrying around guns, and you're worrying about getting blown up yourself, and you're looking for somebody looking to kill you, and you're fighting for people back home that aren't even thinking of you. I know a lot do, especially the families. But man, I mean, just for a moment, give a second to think about that. And I'm getting ready to go play some golf. I'm going to enjoy myself like I've done every day, and not thinking about anything about, oh boy, I'm going to hit this ball. Look how beautiful it is out here. Well, I wouldn't be able to do that and wouldn't be a free person to go play golf if it wasn't for our military people and for all the other heroes that we have in this country that protect us, watch over us, law enforcement, fire, rescue, military. All these people, they have one job. That's to protect you and to help you and to keep you safe and free. So Memorial Day to me encompasses all of them, everybody. And I don't want to forget. I'm old enough never to forget. I remember, like I said, with the little flags. And I see less and less of it today. I see more and more of people worrying about grabbing a bag of ice and a case of beer and filling up their gas tank. Not saying that they don't remember, and they're entitled to have a good time. I'm going to go have a good time today. But please, folks, if you haven't remembered or if you haven't reflected yet, go ahead and give a thought. Do something for a vet. Be nice today to anybody, whether they serve this country or not. Be thankful for you having a free life. And if you're on retirement and Social Security like me, and you're really enjoying some freedoms, I mean, you really want to appreciate that. So anyway, let's do a little quick Crushing It for Christ video here. This is going to be a fast one because it's Sunday and it's Memorial Weekend. And, I make these videos. I'm going to go play golf and all that. I don't ever want to forget why I'm enjoying my life right now and what I'm getting. I'm reaping what I'm putting out there. I know I'm helping some people, and I know other people are spreading what I'm saying. It's not a recognition for me, it's what we need to be doing. And we don't need to be hanging our head when we say it. We need to bring God more back into this country. We need to talk about it to people, and we need to bring those in the fold that have been, brainwashed to believe there isn't one, or they just weren't raised to believe in one. So if you're watching my channel and you're a young person, I would invite you to listen and have an open mind. Please, folks, whatever your age is, why don't you practice critical thinking? Why don't you go from how you have always thought about things and how you've been brainwashed into believing a lot of things, or what the masses believe in, and some of those things are true, and you should continue to think that way. But a lot of the things are wrong, a lot of them, and you need to start thinking for yourself and, open your mind to about different kinds of people, about different kinds of countries, about different kinds of everything, foods, whatever your prejudice is. Maybe, you should reconsider. You look at somebody that wants to talk about God and you think about Jerry Falwell because he was a crook, or this other one, or this one or that one was a crook, and you want to put everybody in one basket, that everybody that mentions God or holds a Bible or reads a devotion is a phony baloney. I mean, that's just stupid thinking. That's just stupid thinking. It's like buying a gallon of milk and it's sour and saying you'll never buy milk again because you got one that was sour. So anyway, let's read here. May 26, 2024, Memorial Weekend. And this is a good one. It says, in a world of unrelenting changes, I am the one who never changes. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. Find in me the stability for which you have yearned. I created a beautiful, ordered world, one that reflects my perfection. Now, however, the world is under the bondage of sin and evil. Every person on the planet faces gaping jaws of uncertainty. The only antidote to this poisonous threat is drawing closer to me. In my presence, you can face uncertainty with perfect peace. Man, gosh, was that on spot on? Come on. Did you hear that? In a world of unrelenting changes, what kind of changes have we gone through in the last 3 years? Not even 5, just the last 3 years. There's so many changes that have happened with what who could ever have predicted a pandemic, and then all this inflation and all these different things they suspected it was, and all the ways to fix it, every day changing their mind and grasping at straws instead of just being honest, saying we don't know what to do. All right, so yeah, in a world of unrelenting changes, continuing to change right now, every day it's fluid. I am the one, he says, it never changes. And he says that over and over in the Bible. He's the Alpha, the Omega, the first and the last. God. So isn't it nice to know that principles and basics, they don't change? 2 and 2 is 4. Isn't it great to be able to hold on to something like God and the Bible and basics and principles that are, even a good golf swing, whatever. Basics and principles will not fail you. God will not fail you. I created a beautifully ordered world, one that reflects my perfection. When he created this place, Adam and Eve, the Garden of Eden, it was perfect. Now, however, the world is under the bondage of sin and evil. Evil. God says there's evil out here. When I say there's evil out there, there's evil on YouTube, there's evil on Facebook, TikTok, out here on the roads and road rages and at the job and all these different places. When I say that isn't something I made up. That's a fact, Jack. Real evil really exists. Not mean people or mean stuff. Evil. I created a beautiful, ordered world, one that reflects my perfection. Now, however, the world is under the bondage of sin and evil. Every person on the planet faces gaping jaws of uncertainty. Right now, you've got so many wars all over the world and uncertainty and the stock market and the inflation and prices of everything and your money devaluating and you're living on the edge and you don't know what to do. You're in debt. You got student loan. Your mortgages are behind. You got high car payments. Your problems in your relationships. You got drug problems. You're drinking a lot. All that picked up during the pandemic too. So it says it right there. Every person on the planet faces gaping jaws of uncertainty. Yeah. The only antidote to this poisonous threat is drawing closer to me. That's the only answer, is to draw closer to God. God is the only answer for you folks. It's not your money, it's not your husband, your wife, your kids, your grandchildren, your friends, your church friends. It's nobody. It's Him, the creator of it all, the one that knows it all, the one that was the same from the beginning to the end, the one that's right there inside of you, that's with you. The only antidote to this poisonous threat is drawing closer to me. So you want your problems to go away? You want to quit worrying about all those things I just listed? And I just listed a fraction of the issues. There's health issues. There's all kinds of things. Health, financial, worrisome, all kinds of stuff. We don't even want to talk about it. Terrible. In my presence, you can face uncertainty with perfect peace. How would you like to be able to face these uncertainties with perfect peace? Have you ever had perfect peace? I know we've all experienced it, at least for a few minutes in our life, where you just thought, man, I'm at peace. I feel good. You know, like the song, I feel good. Well, look, folks, you can have it. But quit chasing after your tail. Quit looking at quit letting them just wag the dog. Quit looking at the distractions. Quit being fooled. Don't be going for that sleight of hand. Keep your focus above and be thankful and be gracious and don't hold on tight. Don't be afraid to spend. Don't be afraid to live. Don't worry about, well, if I quit at 62, and I don't have $1 million in the bank. You don't think He feeds the birds of the air? If you were meant to, get your Social Security at 62 and retire and get a little side hustle because you have to, still supplement it, God will provide for you and He will give you the right thing. But it'll be better than that prison job or that prison life or working with those evil people or that evil boss. It's just wearing you down, using you to make them money. They could care less about you. They throw you a few crumbs every now and then, give you a couple of weeks off once a year. Somebody over here is pushing her car. He's got it. All right, let's wrap this up. The scriptures today for this devotion, the first one is the book of Revelation, the toughest book in the Bible to understand. It's in chapter 22, verse 13. It says, I am the Alpha, the Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. Nothing too tough to understand about that one in the book of Revelation. And that's the one that we've all heard. I am the Alpha, the Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. He's all of it. But we want to worry about all these other things instead of what's right in front of you. The Creator, the one that created you, knows every hair you got in your head. Some of you don't have too many, so it's not that tough. All right, the book of Romans is the next one. In chapter 5, verse 12, it says, therefore, just as sin entered the world through one man, and death through sin, and in this way death came to all men, because all sinned. We are all sinners. We're all going to die. We're all dirty, rotten scoundrels. If it wasn't for the sacrifice of Christ dying on the cross and shedding His blood, and you confessing and believing that, and not doing, any good deeds that you think are getting you into heaven because you think you're a good person, you are a sinner. It was entered the world through one man. It wasn't, you didn't start it. You're not the one. You got it. You got it. You inherited it. But there is salvation. Now, the last one is in the book of John. It's from the Amplified version of the Bible. John 16, verse 33. I have told you these things so that in me you may have perfect peace and confidence. In this world, you have tribulation and trials and distress and frustration. But be of good cheer. Take courage. Be confident, certain, undaunted. For I have overcome the world. I have deprived it of power to harm you and have conquered it for you. Man, you come to me, let's say, I've got the power to tell you this. Wouldn't this make you feel better if you go to your priest at your Catholic church, or you go to your friend, or you go to your husband or your wife, or you go to somebody that's not God, and they tell you that you're going to have problems in this world, tribulations, trials, distress, and frustrations. And you're like, yeah, you're right. But then they tell you, but be of good cheer. And you believe them because you esteem these people, this person. But be of good cheer, this person tells you. Take courage. Be confident, again, certain and undaunted. For I, this person has all this power, have overcome the world. And I have deprived it of power to harm you and have conquered it for you. I fought your battles for you. Now you're free to go out and be without any concern, without that trial, tribulation, distress, and frustration. You can be confident and courage. All right, I'm driving the nail in too deep. Well, that's what it's saying. So it just goes on and on and on in this book, reminding us that each day we have troubles. Each day we face evil. Evil, oh my gosh. The evil that prevails in this country, all around you, is off the charts. But you can be of good cheer because he has overcome the world. All you gotta do is seek him and crush it.